30 genius household tricks your grandparents mastered. Your grandmother just threw something away that would have saved you $500 this year. That's right. Every single day, people like you are spending big money on cleaning products, home repair supplies, and fancy gadgets that your ancestors figured out decades ago. They knew the secret to a spotless home without breaking the bank. And honestly, it's almost embarrassing how simple these solutions really are. I'm Marcus, and on Seniors Cleaning Hacks, we dig into the wisdom that got lost when everything became about buying the newest thing. Today, I'm showing you 30 incredible household tricks that your grandparents used every single day. These aren't theories. These are proven methods that work better than most expensive products you can find in stores. But here's the thing. You need to see all of these, so please hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you're going to want to save this video and come back to it. And if even one of these tips saves you money, do us a favor and like this video. It really helps us reach more people who deserve to know these secrets. Let's dive in. Hack number 1. White vinegar as a laundry game changer. Remember when your grandmother's clothes stayed fresh and soft without any of those expensive fabric softeners? There was a reason for that. She had white vinegar. Now, I know what you're thinking. Vinegar and my washing machine? But stick with me here, because this actually works better than anything you can buy at the store. Here's what happens when you add half a cup of white vinegar to your washing machine's fabric softener slot. The acetic acid gets to work immediately. It breaks down all that soap residue that builds up in your fabrics over time. You know that stiff feeling your clothes get after washing? That's leftover detergent trapped in the fibers. Vinegar strips all of that away. But wait, there's more. Your clothes won't smell like a salad. The vinegar scent completely disappears once everything dries. What you get instead is clean, fresh-smelling fabric that actually smells cleaner because the vinegar removes odors instead of just covering them up. Your grandmother knew something we forgot. Vinegar preserves the elasticity in your clothing. Those expensive yoga pants or jeans you bought, they'll last twice as long when you use vinegar. It also stops colors from fading and reduces that annoying static cling that makes your clothes stick to your body. And the best part? We're talking about 1/10 of the price of commercial fabric softener. One bottle lasts for months. If you want to share this hack with others, please comment down below and let us know you're trying it. Hack number 2. Baking soda for serious cleaning power. Your grandmother kept baking soda by the pound, not for baking, but for cleaning literally everything in her house. Think of baking soda as the Swiss Army knife of household products. It's a natural abrasive that's gentle enough to protect your surfaces, but strong enough to remove stubborn baked-on grime that seems impossible to clean. Let me show you what I mean. Got a grimy sink? Sprinkle some baking soda on it. Add a little water to make a thick paste. Now watch as years' worth of stains disappear right before your eyes. The paste sits on the surface and works its magic without any harsh chemicals or overwhelming fumes. Your grandmother probably cleaned her stovetop after every Sunday dinner. She'd also use it on her oven. Make a thick paste, let it sit overnight, and by morning, all that baked-on grease wipes away like it was never there. Here's what makes baking soda special. It actually neutralizes odors instead of just masking them with artificial fragrances. So when your grandmother cleaned with it, things didn't just look clean. They actually were clean on a chemical level. One box costs about 50 cents. Compare that to fancy oven cleaners that cost $5 or $6 and come with warnings about poison control. Baking soda is safe if you accidentally get it on your hands or even ingest a tiny bit. Try that with modern chemical cleaners. Don't forget to share this channel with someone who's tired of spending too much on cleaning supplies.
Hack number 3. Lemon juice as natural bleach. Before OxyClean existed, before all those stain removal products lined store shelves, there was lemon juice. Your grandmother understood that this simple citrus fruit was basically bleach from nature without any of the danger. Got a stubborn stain on a white shirt? Squeeze some fresh lemon juice directly onto it. Let it sit in the sun for about an hour. Then wash the shirt as you normally would. The citric acid breaks down the stain while the sun amplifies the bleaching effect. It's a 1-2 punch from nature itself. Coffee stains surrender to this method. Wine stains disappear. Grass stains that seemed permanent vanish. But lemon juice doesn't just work on fabric. Your grandmother knew it worked on hard surfaces too. Those mysterious yellow stains in your bathtub? Lemon juice mixed with salt creates a powerful scrub. That cutting board that's seen better days and picked up dark stains? Lemon juice and coarse salt bring it back to life. It looks brand new when you're done. Your grandmother went through lemons like crazy. She used them to remove rust stains from clothing that seemed ruined. She used them to brighten whites without any harsh chemicals. She even mixed lemon juice with cream of tartar to create a paste that tackles almost any stain on any surface. If you're getting value from these tips, make sure you subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks. We post new household wisdom every week, and you don't want to miss it. Hack number 4. Aluminum foil for sharpening scissors. Dull scissors were never really a problem in your grandfather's house. He didn't own any fancy scissor sharpeners either. He had aluminum foil sitting right in a drawer. Here's how it works. Take a sheet of aluminum foil and fold it over several times until you have about 6 to 8 layers stacked together. Now take your dull scissors and cut through that foil. Make long cuts from the base all the way to the tip of the blade. After about 10 cuts, your scissors are sharp again. It's absolutely mind-blowing how well this works. The foil acts like a very fine sharpening stone, honing the blade edges as you cut through it. Your grandfather probably sharpened every pair of scissors in the house this way. Sewing scissors, kitchen shears, those tiny nail scissors, all of them. And it costs maybe 2 cents per sharpening. But here's another trick your grandfather probably knew. Crumpled aluminum foil makes an excellent scrubber for your grill or your oven racks. It's abrasive enough to remove burnt-on food, but it won't scratch the metal like steel wool might. Want your mind blown even more? A ball of aluminum foil in your dryer reduces static. Your grandparents didn't know why it worked. They just knew it did, and they used it without question. Hack number 5. Coffee grounds for multiple uses around the house. Most people just toss their used coffee grounds in the trash without thinking twice. Your grandparents saw gold in those used coffee grounds. They understood that coffee grounds were valuable for far more than just making your morning drink. First, let's talk about odor control. Put a bowl of dried coffee grounds in your refrigerator and it absorbs odors better than baking soda. The nitrogen in coffee actually helps neutralize smells rather than just masking them with artificial fragrances. Got garlic or onion smell on your hands after cooking? Rub some coffee grounds on them and the smell is gone instantly. But there's much more. Coffee grounds make an amazing natural exfoliant for your skin. Mix them with a little coconut oil and you've got a body scrub that costs pennies compared to those fancy ones you'd buy at beauty stores. The caffeine in the grounds can even help to reduce the appearance of cellulite temporarily by improving blood flow to the area. If you garden, your plants will absolutely love this stuff. Coffee grounds are rich in nitrogen, which plants need to grow strong and healthy. They also contain calcium, potassium, iron, phosphorus, magnesium, and chromium. It's like a multivitamin for your garden. Your grandmother probably had the best-looking garden on the block. She knew to mix coffee grounds into the soil or compost them first. Fresh grounds are acidic, which acid-loving plants like azaleas, rhododendrons, and blueberries absolutely thrive with. Even plants that prefer neutral soil benefit from composted coffee grounds. Here's something else she figured out through trial and error. Coffee grounds repel certain pests. Slugs and snails hate crawling over them. Cats avoid gardens with coffee grounds spread around. Some people even swear it keeps rabbits away. If you make a ring of grounds around plants, it deters cutworms and other crawling pests. And the nitrogen in coffee grounds speeds up composting. Your grandparents' compost pile probably had every morning's coffee grounds added to it. Remember to like this video and share it with a gardening friend who could benefit from these tips. Hack number 6. Toothpaste for cleaning silver and metal. Your grandparents' generation didn't run out and buy specialty silver polish every time the good silverware started looking a bit tarnished. They grabbed a tube of regular old toothpaste from under the sink. Now, not the gel kind. We're talking about the white paste variety. This works because toothpaste contains mild abrasives that are designed to clean your teeth without damaging the enamel. Turns out those same gentle abrasives are perfect for removing tarnish from silver. Just squeeze a small amount onto a soft cloth and rub it gently on your silver jewelry or silverware. Watch as decades of tarnish disappear like it was never there. The key word here is gently. You're not scrubbing a burnt pan. The toothpaste does most of the work for you. After you've covered the piece, rinse it with warm water and dry it with a soft cloth. Boom! It looks like you just brought it home from the jewelry store. Your grandmother probably cleaned her wedding ring this way every few months. Here's a bonus that most people don't know about. Toothpaste works on other metals too. Got some brass candlesticks that have seen better days? Toothpaste. Copper-bottomed pots looking dull and tired? Toothpaste. It's basically a miracle worker for anything metal that's lost its shine. Hack number 7. Newspaper for streak-free windows. Paper towels for windows? Your grandparents would laugh at that idea. They knew the real secret to streak-free windows was yesterday's newspaper. It sounds weird, right? But there's actually science behind this. Newspaper doesn't leave lint behind like paper towels do. The ink acts as a mild abrasive that helps remove stubborn spots. The paper itself is just absorbent enough to soak up the cleaning solution without falling apart. Here's how your grandmother did it. She'd spray the window with a mixture of water and a little vinegar. Then she'd crumple up a sheet of newspaper and wipe in circular motions. The key is the crumpling. It creates tons of edges that grab onto dirt and grime. Plus, newspaper is thinner than paper towels, so you can feel exactly where you need to apply more pressure. The best part? You're recycling something you were going to throw away anyway. Your grandparents didn't call it being eco-friendly. They called it being smart with money. One Sunday newspaper could clean every window in the house. Try doing that with a roll of paper towels that cost $4. Here's something else most people don't realize. The newspaper ink actually leaves an invisible film that helps repel dust, so your windows stay cleaner longer after you clean them this way. Hack number 8. Old socks as dusting tools. Before there were microfiber cloths and those fancy static charge dusting wands, there were old socks. Your grandmother never threw away a sock with a hole in it. That sock just graduated to a whole new job. Slip it over your hand like a mitt, and suddenly you've got the perfect dusting tool. The fabric of a worn sock is actually ideal for picking up dust. It's soft enough not to scratch surfaces, but has enough texture to grab onto dust particles. Plus, you can get into tight spaces that those fancy dusting tools can't reach. Ceiling fan blades? Easy. Just slip the sock over each blade and slide it along. All the dust gets trapped inside the sock instead of falling on your furniture and floor. Blinds are even better. Put a sock on each hand, spray a little furniture polish on them, and you can clean both sides of the blind slats at the same time. What would take 20 minutes with a regular cloth takes 5 minutes with the sock method. Your grandmother probably had a whole drawer of these dusting socks, different ones for different jobs throughout the house. And when they got too dirty, just toss them in the washing machine, and they're good as new.
Hack number 9. Citrus peels for garbage disposal freshness. That garbage disposal in your sink can start smelling like, well, garbage pretty quickly. But before you buy those expensive disposal cleaning pods, try what your grandmother did. Save your lemon and orange peels. Every time you use a lemon for cooking or eat an orange, don't throw that peel in the trash. Toss it down the disposal instead. The natural oils in citrus peels are incredibly powerful deodorizers. Plus, the peels themselves help clean the blades as they get ground up. It's like giving your disposal a spa treatment. The citric acid cuts through grease and grime that builds up over time, while the fresh citrus scent makes your whole kitchen smell amazing. Here's the pro tip your grandmother knew. Freeze the peels in ice cube trays with a little water. The ice helps sharpen the disposal blades, while the frozen citrus chunks give everything a deep clean. Pop a couple of these citrus ice cubes down there once a week, and your disposal will never smell bad again. And unlike chemical cleaners, you're not putting anything harmful into the water system. It's completely natural, costs nothing extra since you were going to throw the peels away anyway, and it actually works better than most commercial products. Hack number 10, rubber bands for jar lids and more. That stubborn pickle jar was no match for your grandmother's rubber band trick. While we're out here buying expensive jar-opening gadgets and running jars under hot water, she just grabbed a thick rubber band from her drawer. Wrap it around the lid of the jar, and suddenly you've got superhuman grip strength. The rubber band increases friction dramatically, making it almost impossible for your hand to slip. This simple trick has probably prevented more jar-related frustration than any fancy gadget ever invented. Your grandmother likely kept a few thick rubber bands in her kitchen drawer specifically for this purpose. But she didn't stop there. Rubber bands had dozens of uses in her household arsenal. Wrap one around a slipping cutting board to keep it in place while you're chopping. Put them around the ends of hangers to keep clothes from sliding off. Use them to keep cabinet doors closed if the latch is broken. She even used them to mark different family members' drinking glasses at parties. Different colored bands meant different people. No confusion, no extra dishes to wash. The versatility of a simple rubber band in your grandparents' hands was truly something to behold. Hack number 11, cornstarch for carpet cleaning and deodorizing. Carpet stains were no match for your grandmother's cornstarch arsenal. This stuff is basically the unsung hero of household cleaning that nobody talks about. Got a greasy stain on your carpet? Don't panic, and definitely don't rub it in deeper with water. Grab the cornstarch instead. Sprinkle a generous amount directly on the stain and let it sit for at least 15 minutes. The cornstarch absorbs the oil like a sponge, then just vacuum it up. The stain comes up with the powder. It's like magic, except it's just science. Your grandmother probably kept a box of cornstarch specifically for cleaning emergencies, but here's where it gets even better. Cornstarch also works as a carpet deodorizer. Mix it with a few drops of your favorite essential oil, sprinkle it all over your carpet, let it sit for half an hour, then vacuum thoroughly. Your carpets will smell fresh without any of those artificial fragrances that trigger allergies in some people. And if you've got pets, this is a complete game changer. Cornstarch can neutralize pet odors better than most commercial products. Plus, it's completely safe if your dog or cat happens to walk through it. Try saying that about chemical carpet cleaners. The cost difference is insane, too. A box of cornstarch costs about $2 and can clean your carpets multiple times.
Hack number 12. Old t-shirts repurposed as cleaning rags. Your grandparents never bought cleaning rags. Why would they, when every worn-out t-shirt was a future cleaning cloth waiting to happen? That shirt with the hole under the arm didn't go in the trash. It went straight to the rag drawer, where it got cut into squares. Old t-shirts make the best cleaning rags imaginable. The cotton is soft enough for delicate surfaces, but durable enough for tough jobs. They're absorbent, washable, and when they finally fall apart after months of use, you don't feel bad throwing them away because they already had a full life as clothing. Your grandmother probably had a whole system worked out. White shirts became kitchen rags for everyday cleaning. Colored shirts were for dirty jobs, like cleaning the car or wiping up spills in the garage. The really soft ones were saved for dusting furniture. And flannel shirts, those were gold, perfect for polishing glass and mirrors without leaving any lint behind. This wasn't just about being frugal, though that was certainly part of it. These homemade rags actually worked better than store-bought ones. They'd been washed dozens of times already, so they were incredibly absorbent. If you found this tip helpful, please subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks and never miss another video full of wisdom from past generations. Hack number 13. Storing potatoes with apples to prevent sprouting. This one seems completely random until you understand the science behind it. Your grandmother stored apples with her potatoes to keep them from sprouting. Sounds crazy, but it absolutely works. Apples release ethylene gas, which prevents potatoes from sprouting. 1 apple for every 10 pounds of potatoes, and those spuds stay fresh for weeks longer than they would otherwise. Your grandmother's root cellar or pantry probably had this arrangement, and she might not even have known exactly why it worked. She just knew it did. But here's where it gets interesting. She also knew never to store certain things together. Onions and potatoes, never. Onions release moisture and gases that make potatoes rot faster. Bananas, away from everything, because they release so much ethylene, they'll make everything around them ripen way too fast and spoil quickly. She had a whole mental map of what could be stored together and what needed to be kept apart. This knowledge saved money and reduced waste. In an era before preservatives and year-round grocery availability, knowing how to store food properly was absolutely essential. Those potatoes might need to last all winter. That apple arrangement wasn't just clever, it was survival. Hack number 14. Shoe polish to restore leather furniture. That expensive leather restoration kit at the furniture store? Your grandfather would have laughed at it. He had shoe polish, and that's all he needed to keep leather looking beautiful. Black shoe polish for black leather furniture, brown for brown, and clear for everything else. A little polish, a soft cloth, and some elbow grease could make a 20-year-old leather chair look like it just came from the showroom. The key was regular maintenance. He didn't wait for the leather to crack and fade. Every few months, out came the shoe polish. It conditions the leather, fills in small scratches, and adds a protective layer against future damage. Your leather jacket looking a bit worse for wear? Shoe polish. Leather purse lost its luster? Shoe polish. Even leather car seats got the shoe polish treatment. It's the same principle. Leather is leather, whether it's on your feet or on your furniture. But here's the really clever part that most people don't know. Shoe polish can color match small repairs. Got a scratch on your leather couch? Find the right shade of polish and it practically disappears. Your grandfather probably kept several shades on hand for this exact reason.
Hack number 15. Cucumbers as natural pest repellent. This one sounds like an old wives' tale, but it's absolutely true and works remarkably well. Cucumbers repel ants and cockroaches. Your grandmother didn't need an exterminator, she had the produce aisle. Here's why it works. Cucumbers contain compounds that ants and roaches absolutely hate. Place cucumber slices or peels near ant entry points in your pantry or anywhere you've seen these pests, and watch them disappear. They won't cross that cucumber barrier. It's like an invisible force field made of salad ingredients. The best part is it's completely safe around kids and pets. No toxic sprays, no chemical residue, just cucumber doing what cucumber does naturally. Your grandmother probably kept cucumber peels specifically for this purpose. After making her cucumber sandwiches, those peels went straight to strategic locations around the kitchen. But wait, it gets better. Cucumber slices also work in the garden to deter certain pests. Slugs and snails won't go near them. Place rings of cucumber slices around plants you want to protect. It's organic pest control that you can eat when you're done protecting your garden. Hack number 16. Rubbing alcohol for glass and mirror cleaning. Windex is expensive and full of chemicals. Your grandparents just used rubbing alcohol mixed with water. Equal parts in a spray bottle, maybe add a drop of dish soap if things are really grimy. This mixture cuts through fingerprints, hairspray residue, and toothpaste splatters like nobody's business. The alcohol evaporates quickly, leaving no streaks behind. Your grandmother probably cleaned every mirror and window in the house with this simple mixture. It cost pennies compared to commercial glass cleaners and worked just as well, if not better. Plus, rubbing alcohol disinfects as it cleans, so those bathroom mirrors weren't just streak-free, they were germ-free too. But rubbing alcohol's usefulness didn't stop at glass. Got permanent marker on something? Rubbing alcohol removes it. Sticky residue from labels? Rubbing alcohol. Ink stains on clothes? Dab with rubbing alcohol before washing. It even removes grass stains from kids' clothes. Your grandparents probably had a bottle under every sink in the house. At 70% concentration, it's strong enough to clean and disinfect, but safe enough to use around the house. And unlike many modern cleaners, the smell dissipates quickly. No artificial fragrances lingering for hours. Hack number 17. Tension rods for cabinet organization. That chaotic cabinet under your kitchen sink? Your grandmother had that figured out decades ago with one simple tension rod.
Install it toward the front of the cabinet, and suddenly you've got a place to hang spray bottles. All your cleaning supplies are visible, accessible, and not falling over every time you reach for something in the back. This one little trick probably saved her hours of frustration over the years. No more digging through a pile of bottles to find the one you need. No more knocking things over and having to reorganize every single time. Just grab what you need and go. But she didn't stop at one rod. Maybe another one further back for dish towels or rubber gloves. Some people even put them vertically to create dividers for storing cutting boards and baking sheets. The organization possibilities are truly endless. Your grandmother understood that good organization isn't about expensive systems or custom cabinets. It's about simple, practical solutions that actually work. A $3 tension rod solving a problem that modern organizing systems charge $50 to fix.
Hack number 18. Freezing soup in muffin tins for portions. Your grandmother was meal prepping before meal prepping was trendy. But instead of plastic containers taking up the whole freezer, she used muffin tins. Pour leftover soup into muffin tins and freeze solid. Then pop them out and store in freezer bags. Each soup puck is a perfect single serving. Want lunch? Grab 2 pucks. Feeding the whole family? Grab 8. It's portion control and convenience rolled into one. No more defrosting an entire container of soup when you just want a bowl. This trick works for more than just soup. Sauce, stock, even leftover wine for cooking. Anything liquid that you want to save in portion-controlled amounts works perfectly in muffin tins. Your grandmother probably had bags of different frozen portions, all labeled with masking tape and a pencil. But here's the really smart part. Those soup pucks defrost faster than a big block of frozen soup, so you can go from frozen to hot soup in minutes instead of hours. And they stack efficiently in the freezer, taking up way less space than containers. She was basically running a personalized frozen food section out of her freezer decades before anyone thought to sell individual soup portions in stores. Hack number 19. Chalk for absorbing moisture. That toolbox in your grandfather's garage probably had a few pieces of chalk in it, and not for marking measurements. Chalk is an incredible moisture absorber that most people don't think about using. Put a few pieces in your toolbox and your tools won't rust. It's that simple. The calcium carbonate in chalk naturally attracts and holds moisture from the air. Your grandparents used this trick everywhere throughout the house. A piece of chalk in the silverware drawer prevents tarnishing. In the closet, it keeps clothes from getting that musty smell. In storage boxes, it prevents mildew from forming. They probably had chalk strategically placed all over the house. But here's the really clever application that worked wonders. Gym bags and laundry hampers. Drop a piece of chalk in there and it absorbs the moisture that causes odor. No more embarrassing smells when you open your gym bag at work. The chalk just quietly does its job, sucking up excess moisture before bacteria can grow. And when the chalk gets saturated, just put it in the sun to dry out and it's good to go again. One box of chalk could last years, protecting thousands of dollars worth of tools, clothes, and household items. Your grandfather probably bought chalk by the box, and it wasn't for the grandkids to draw on the sidewalk. Hack number 20. Coconut oil for wood furniture care. Before specialty wood polishes and conditioners, there was coconut oil. Your grandmother might have called it something else, but she knew that a little oil could make old wood furniture look new again. Coconut oil penetrates deep into the wood, moisturizing it from within and bringing out the natural grain. Take a small amount and warm it between your hands until it liquefies, then rub it into the wood with a soft cloth. The transformation is immediate. Dried, dull wood suddenly has depth and richness. Scratches become less noticeable. The wood feels smooth and nourished instead of dry and brittle. Your grandparents probably treated all their wood furniture this way twice a year. But coconut oil does more than just make wood pretty. It actually protects it. The oil creates a barrier against moisture in everyday wear. It prevents cracking and splitting. And unlike some commercial products, it doesn't build up a gunky residue over time. Just pure, natural protection that smells faintly of coconut.
They also used it on cutting boards, wooden spoons, and salad bowls. Anything wood that came in contact with food got the coconut oil treatment. It's food-safe, naturally antibacterial, and keeps wooden kitchen items from drying out and cracking.
Hack number 21. Lemon and salt for cutting board restoration. That wooden cutting board that's seen better days? Your grandmother could make it look and smell brand new with just a lemon and some coarse salt. Sprinkle salt all over the board. Then use half a lemon as a scrubber. The salt acts as an abrasive while the lemon juice disinfects and deodorizes. After years of cutting onions, garlic, and raw meat, that board gets funky and stained. But this combination doesn't just clean the surface. The acid in the lemon actually kills bacteria that might be lurking in the tiny cuts and grooves. The salt scrubs away stains and helps the lemon penetrate deeper into the wood. Your grandmother probably did this once a week, keeping her cutting boards in service for decades. After scrubbing, she'd rinse with hot water and let it dry completely, maybe finish with a light coating of mineral oil or coconut oil to keep the wood from drying out. This same board that she got as a wedding gift was still going strong 50 years later. Compare that to modern plastic cutting boards that get stained, scratched, and look gross after a year. Wood properly maintained with lemon and salt is naturally antibacterial and self-healing. Small cuts in the wood actually close up over time. Your grandmother knew this intuitively.
Hack number 22. Vinegar and dish soap fruit fly trap. Fruit flies, the scourge of every kitchen in summer. But while we're buying sticky traps and spray bottles, your grandmother just grabbed the apple cider vinegar and dish soap. Here's her foolproof method. Pour some apple cider vinegar in a small bowl. Add a drop or two of dish soap and leave it on the counter. The fruit flies are attracted to the vinegar because it smells like fermenting fruit. But the dish soap breaks the surface tension of the liquid. When they land to take a sip, they fall right in and can't escape. It's diabolical in its simplicity. Within hours, that bowl is full of fruit flies. Problem solved. No chemicals, no expensive traps, just two things you already have in your kitchen. Your grandmother probably had one of these traps going all summer long, just as a preventative measure. But here's what really makes this number one on my list. It represents everything about your grandparents' approach to household problems. They observed, they experimented, they found solutions using what they had. They didn't run to the store every time something came up. They figured it out. Hack number 23. Frozen grapes instead of ice cubes. Your grandmother was serving fancy drinks before fancy was even a word. Frozen grapes instead of ice cubes. Genius. They keep your drink cold without watering it down, and when you're done drinking, you've got a frozen snack to enjoy. She probably discovered this while serving wine at dinner parties, not wanting to dilute the good stuff with regular ice. But frozen grapes work in any drink. Kids love them in juice or lemonade. They're perfect in sangria or white wine. Even in water, they add a subtle sweetness as they thaw. Plus, they look fancy. Your guests think you're some kind of entertaining genius, when really, you just threw some grapes in the freezer the night before. The trick is to wash and completely dry the grapes before freezing. Any moisture on the outside turns to ice and makes them stick together. Spread them on a baking sheet to freeze individually first, then transfer to a container. Your grandmother probably had a permanent stash in the freezer. Green grapes, red grapes, maybe even some frozen berries for variety. It's such a simple trick, but it elevates any drink from ordinary to special.
Hack number 24. Baking soda for deodorizing everything. Your grandmother kept baking soda everywhere, and it wasn't just for baking. It was her secret weapon for deodorizing every corner of her home. Put it in your refrigerator, and it absorbs all those funky food smells. Place a box in your closet to keep clothes smelling fresh. Sprinkle it in your trash cans before adding trash to prevent odors from building up. Even your laundry got the baking soda treatment. Add half a cup to your washing machine along with your regular detergent, and it boosts cleaning power while neutralizing odors. She probably had multiple boxes open throughout the house at all times. And here's something most people don't realize. Baking soda in your shoes overnight eliminates foot odor. Your grandmother probably did this to keep her shoes fresh-smelling for years. Hack number 25. White vinegar for window washing. Your grandmother knew that white vinegar mixed with water was the best window cleaner she could make at home. Mix equal parts vinegar and water in a spray bottle. Spray on windows and wipe with newspaper or old cloth. The vinegar cuts through grease, grime, and mineral deposits. It leaves no streaks and costs about 20 cents to make, a bottle that's better than commercial cleaners that cost $5. She probably cleaned all her windows this way because it was effective and economical. The vinegar smell disappeared within minutes, leaving only clean, clear glass. Hack number 26. Baking soda paste for tough scrubbing. For really tough jobs, your grandmother would make a thick baking soda paste. Mix baking soda with just enough water to create a paste that sticks to surfaces. Apply to grimy tile, bathtubs, or any surface that needs serious scrubbing. Let it sit for several minutes. The paste works into every crevice and breaks down grime. Scrub with a brush and rinse thoroughly. It works on shower glass doors, soap scum on tubs, and buildup in kitchen sinks. Your grandmother probably kept a container of this paste ready for weekly cleaning. Hack number 27. Coffee grounds as natural plant food. We mentioned this before, but your grandmother's roses looked amazing for a reason. She used coffee grounds as natural fertilizer. Coffee grounds contain nitrogen and minerals that plants love. Mix them into garden soil or sprinkle around plant bases. Acid-loving plants like azaleas and rhododendrons especially thrive with coffee grounds added regularly. Your grandmother probably saved every morning's coffee grounds for her garden beds.
Hack number 28. Steel wool and vinegar for grease removal. Your grandmother understood that sometimes you need a combination approach for really stubborn grease buildup. Steel wool paired with vinegar became her secret weapon. Dip steel wool in undiluted vinegar and scrub away baked-on grease from stovetops, oven doors, and cooking equipment. The vinegar's acidity breaks down the grease, while the steel wool provides abrasive action. This method worked on her cast-iron skillet to remove buildup without damaging the seasoning. She knew exactly how much pressure to apply to clean effectively without scratching surfaces. Your grandmother probably kept a box of steel wool and a bottle of vinegar under her kitchen sink for emergencies when regular cleaning methods weren't enough. Hack number 29. Microfiber cloths made from old flannel. Before you could buy microfiber cloths everywhere, your grandmother made her own from old flannel shirts and bedding. She'd cut flannel into usable sizes and discovered they worked almost as well as modern microfiber for dusting and cleaning. Flannel traps dust particles and doesn't leave lint behind like regular cotton cloth. These homemade cloths lasted longer than store-bought versions because she made them from quality flannel material. She could wash them hundreds of times, and they remained effective. Your grandmother probably had a whole system of flannel cleaning cloths in different drawers for different purposes throughout the house. Hack number 30. Dish soap and baking soda for drain cleaning. Your grandmother never called a plumber for minor drain issues. She had dish soap and baking soda. Pour half a cup of baking soda down the drain, follow with a cup of white vinegar. Cover the drain and let it work for 30 minutes. The chemical reaction breaks down buildup naturally. Then pour boiling water down the drain to flush everything through. This method cleared slow drains without any toxic chemicals or expensive drain cleaners. She probably did this monthly as preventative maintenance to keep drains flowing smoothly. It was effective, safe for plumbing, and cost about 50 cents.
Closing message. There you have it, 30 household tricks that your grandparents used every single day without even thinking about it. These aren't just old-fashioned ideas that sort of work. These are proven solutions that are often better than what we use today. They're cheaper, they're safer, and in most cases, they're more effective than expensive commercial products. The real genius is that your grandparents figured all this out without the internet, without tutorials, without life hack videos. They just paid attention, they shared knowledge with their neighbors, and they weren't afraid to try things and see what worked. So here's what I want you to do right now. Share this video with someone who's tired of spending too much money on cleaning products. Hit that like button if you found value here. Subscribe to Seniors Cleaning Hacks so you never miss another video full of wisdom from past generations. Drop a comment and tell me which trick you're going to try first. I read every single comment and would love to hear what works best for you. Next time you're about to buy some expensive specialty product, ask yourself what your grandmother would have done. The answer might surprise you and save you serious money. This is Marcus from Seniors Cleaning Hacks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we dive into more genius household wisdom. Keep cleaning smart, keep saving money, and don't forget to share this knowledge with your family and friends. Take care and happy cleaning.